Hi guys, welcome back to Pallet Some More. I'm Matt, and on today's video I'm going to show you how to take this and turn it into this. Right guys, on today's video you're going to see I have a new saw. It's a table saw, so you can use a table saw or a chop saw for this project. So we're going to jump straight into the video now, and then I'll see you at the end. Alright, so to start the video off today then guys, I'm going to show you a step that I haven't showed you yet whilst I work with my pallet wood. So the first thing I always do is I just denail it because I'm running it through my machines and I don't want to damage any blades or anything. So this is just a little quick short shot of me just denailing one board that I'm going to use in today's video. So after denailing, I'm just going to run over the boards with my bout sander yet again. This is just to sort of flatten them off a little bit and just get rid of any sort of splinters or anything from the denailing part, just so that they sit flat on the table saw bed and that they sit flat on the chop saw bed. So after sanding, I've just set the chop saw stop to the length that I want it, and then I've set the chop saw bed to a 30-degree angle. As you can see, my chop saw doesn't cut all the way through, so once I've chopped down with the chop saw as far as I can, I then just finish it off with a hand saw. And then here you can see my new table saw. So I set the fence to the same measurement as the stop on my chop saw, and then I moved the fence over before I made the cut. I done this because the cut was finished before the piece of pallet wood was past the fence. So if you didn't move the fence, there's a chance it could have caught and bit, and then it would have chucked it back at you. So it's quite dangerous. So it's always good to either set your fence and then move your fence whilst you make the cut, or have a stop block, which I will show you in a little while. Here's just a few pictures of the stop block system I set up on my chop saw and the sizes, and then here's the finished outcome of the chop saw and the table saw. So you should have something like this. It's a staggered butt joint, so I really like the way it looks. So here you can just see that I've put the tape measure onto the chop saw, and then I just marked it with a pencil. It's made from pallet wood, it's not anything perfect, and this is a good enough stop for me. So here's my stop block. Again, it's just another piece of pallet wood. So I've set my fence to the length that I want it, and then I've added on the thickness of the pallet slat that you've just seen me take out. So now when I push this through, the fence isn't in contact with the pallet wood that I'm cutting, so there's no risk of it kicking back when it bites, or if it bites. This is just a really safe way of doing it on a table saw. The mitre gauge I'm using is a little bit loose, so the cuts aren't dead straight, but then again the boards aren't dead flat either. So this is just the best solution I come up with to be able to do it on the table saw safely. And here you can see the smallest triangle that I made. I done this on the table saw because I just felt it was safer on the table saw as opposed to the chop saw. The joints aren't perfect, but it's pallet wood, it's not meant to be perfect, and I really like the rustic look, so that's what I'm going with. So once I had all three triangles cut to length and I was happy with them, I'm just going over them again with an 80 grit bout on the bout sander. I try not to go with the grain too much, because when you go against it and you sort of just go in a zigzag sort of pattern, when you sugi barn it, it really adds a lot of characteristics to the timber. So you'll never really see me worry too much about the bout sander being with the grain or against the grain, as I just like the whole sort of textured look and the rustic look it gives. So I'm just going to go over there now. I've sped the footage up. I'm just going to show you a couple of pieces, and then we'll jump into the next stage. So now that everything's sanded, I'm just going to come in with some glue and a brad nailer. I'm going to fire it in and hope and pray that none come out, but you'll see that they do come out. So I just pulled them back out again, and then I just smacked a new one in. A couple of extra holes here and there and a bit of pallet wood isn't going to matter in my opinion. Like I said, it's nothing neat, it's a rustic thing, so a couple of extra holes here and there I didn't think would look too bad, so I just went with it. When you're doing this at home, please be careful. Obviously the brad nails do come out the sides. I was lucky I didn't get hit by any. That's not to say that you wouldn't get hit by any, or I won't get hit by any in the future doing this, so I'm probably going to look into a better way of laying these down on the table maybe, and setting some sort of jig up so that it holds it for me, so that my hands are well clear. And here they all are, just nailed and glued together. So now it's my favourite part, the shoe sugi. I haven't gone over this in depth in this video. This is sped up, there's not much footage of it here. So if you'd like to see more shoe sugi in a bit more in depth, check out my last video. I'll put a link at the end of this video for you guys to click on. So here's all 3 triangles shoe sugi. Right, so that's a shoe sugi done. I'm just going to come back in again with my 80 grit belt sander, and I'm just going to just round over the corners a little bit and just lighten up the tones a bit. There's a few dark patches that I don't like, so I'm just going to come in, lighten those up. And again here, just with the hand sandpaper on the inside of the frame, there's a few dark patches I don't like, so I'm just going to lighten those up with some hand sandpaper. So that's all the sanding done. So again, I'm going to come in with my American walnut wood dye. I'm just going to put a coat on again, as I did in the last video, a bit less in depth in this one, so go ahead and check out my last video. And this is what they look like after the American walnut has been put on. So as you can see, I'm going to use the polyurethane again to finish these little triangles off. You can really see how the polyurethane makes the grain pop in this shot here. And on to the finished item then, guys. Right guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to drop it a thumbs up. If you want to see more woodworking projects in the future, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate every like and every subscribe. Right guys, that's me done for today, and I'll see you on the next one.